My goodness. Always something, man. Always something. Hey. What is up, guys? Welcome back to You Heard It Here First, our new podcast. This is episode number 2. We can't come in here without issues, right? Always got to have them problems, but we appreciate those sticking around and hanging out. How you doing tonight, Brandi? Gamer Ahmer.
You keep putting this, it's all your fault, and I had nothing to do with it this time.
Listen. Listen. Here, it wasn't just me. It wasn't just me. Oh, man. Yeah. So, earlier we had one of those wonderful computer updates, so I was on early and everything to get things going, but you know how it is, so it is what it is. But yeah.
Always technology.
Oh, so, yeah, I sent this message in our group chat earlier, and I said, hey, let's trash technology tonight, because I'm an anti-technology now. Not really, but, oh my goodness, technology is something. Let me tell you, I've been struggling with it all day.
Giving that up? How will we even play video games? New technology? What will we do?
Play with sticks and rocks again. I don't know. Go outside and play on the basketball court.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that podcast happens.
Yeah. The Basketball Junction Podcast.
You heard it here first. That's our new thing. We are famous basketball stars here.
Not me. Not me.
Have you even ever played basketball?
I have. It's actually the only sport I enjoy playing. So that and tennis. I like tennis too. Like playing those. Watching them, that I'll pass. But yeah. So anyway, what do we got on the docket? I know we myself and Millennial Collector were at Videogames Summit this past weekend. You want to talk over that a little bit?
Yeah, I was there too, so I can speak on that.
Well, I meant talk about that first. So we went to Videogames Summit in Chicago, Illinois, specifically in McCook, and it was awesome. It was a cool little convention. It was a lot. The comments. Junction does sports balls. Yeah. Actually, speaking of which, it was in an athletic center, so it was on AstroTurf. Like on fake grass. They have like courts in there for pretty much every sport. So like a tennis court, volleyball court, like a little golf range, soccer field. It's pretty massive place. It was very interesting. I've never seen a convention quite set up like that or in a center like that before, but it was really cool, man. The vendors that were there weren't a ton of vendors, but I think there was enough cool stuff, and I think that like the vendors' prices were pretty fair compared to our last convention we went to. It was a drastic change. A lot of stuff was under eBay. So, like, you could find some deals there for sure. We went in there knowing, hey, we're not spending a bunch of money here. We also stopped at some places beforehand, so we're going to talk about that in some upcoming videos. But yeah, we essentially from Ohio to Chicago stopped at places, had like a big old trip, made like a whole thing out of it, got to meet up with some friends, and yeah, it was a blast. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, from what I can tell, sorting through all the footage, there's a video tomorrow on that convention coming out. But what I saw, things looked awesome there. Like, the way that everything was set up, the way that, like the vendor tables were, it looked like you weren't overpaying, for these, like, games either. You weren't paying, like, 3 times eBay prices, like our last convention.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, like our last convention.
Definitely a refreshing, switch up. So, if you guys are ever in that area, you guys should definitely check out their next convention. I'm not sure of the dates yet for 2024, but that'll be one that I'm looking forward to hopefully going to next year. That would be, a blast to go to.
Yeah, there was way too many games there.
Not a play on the other too many games.
Way too many
this
games.
This would be like the video title would be too much money, it would be reasonable prices.
Yeah,
too little money.
Too little, exactly. Yeah, too little money. Yeah, it was great, man. It was refreshing to see, because like, even not like talking about just the last convention that we went to, but like convention prices generally, it's not of, outside the norm to have prices at eBay at conventions. Mm-hmm. Like, we see that all the time. That's pretty normal for convention prices. And then a lot of times, talk down on the prices, try to make a deal. And then that's how you get deals a lot of times at conventions, at least in a lot of my experience. And it's really always been that way, even past, 2020 prices, all that, and beyond now. It's always kind of been that way. Some conventions were different, and it depended on the style of convention, but yeah, it was like very refreshing to see, and it was a really like chill event. Like it was just cool. It was not too many people, not like overwhelming with people. Vendors were really nice, and you could stop and talk with a vendor for 15 minutes. We would just get into a conversation with somebody we never met, and like as if we'd known them forever with a few of the people, and we exchanged. I exchanged numbers with a few of the people, got a bunch of cards from people already, people following us and us following them from the convention. So that networking stuff, man, that's what I love about smaller conventions. I love that stuff. I love being able to have the time to stand there and talk for 15, 20 minutes. When you know you're going to be there for a while and there's 50 vendors, you can get through and talk to everybody. Like, I love that stuff too. So smaller, medium-sized conventions are great too.
Yeah, no. From what I can tell, it looked like a good time. So
yeah, it was awesome.
We'll have to stay tuned and see, what's in the future with that one. But we do have a couple conventions coming up this weekend. So just a few days, I'm getting ready to leave, after this whole podcast. So there's 2 conventions. We'll start, I guess, with Final Boss Con 2020.
Wait, I gotta interrupt you. This flavor is really good. Arctic Vibes. Totally recommend.
Is that our new sponsor? I thought it was Waffle House.
I don't know, man. Celsius might be kicking in the door on the sponsorship. Celsius, if you're watching. Anyway, you're getting ready to go where? When?
Who? What? I'm going on a road trip.
A road trip? Another one?
Yeah, I just went on one last night.
Yeah, I know, guys. Stay tuned for that. That's a wild one.
So, when deals pop up, you cannot wait on them. If someone wants a particular item, I won't give it away, for $50, you get in your car.
You're frozen. Oh no, she's frozen.
And you drive immediately. No, do not pass go. Do not, oh no.
Well,
yeah, do not stop. You just. Oh no.
You're good now. You're good now. Oh. No, it was rough there for a sec.
I was just saying.
It just like went like blurted it all out at once.
Yeah, that's my normal talking.
It kind of is, guys.
So, get ready to head down. Perfect timing, too. We have Southeast Game Exchange in the chat.
Hey, what's up, Siege? Austin.
I'm actually getting ready to head to the convention a few days early because the first year that I went, it was a whole nightmare, and I didn't get there until like 4:30 in the morning, and I was supposed to get there way before. Went to bed for like an hour and a half, got up, and then went right to the convention. So that was... a crazy time. So
right.
I'm hoping that this time we're getting there a couple days early, game hunt, find some cool deals in the area, maybe pick up a couple things on the way. So that's my plan. And then, gonna have a blast. I'm excited. There's so many different people, for this convention. I'm sure that you guys have seen the guest list for Southeast Game Exchange. It's such a great time. It's like a whole community, a whole family of people. And, Austin, who puts this on, he's like one of the greatest people that I've ever met. He's super nice. He treats everyone with respect. He's like, super friendly to everyone. He doesn't care if you're like a small creator of, a couple hundred people or if you're like this massive, huge creator. He's just like willing to talk to anyone and everyone about video games. And it's like one of my favorite video game conventions. Won't name names of a previous convention that I went to, but this convention has way better deals. You're not paying too much money at a too many convention.
Okay, won't name any names.
No, just,
as we talked to Austin there. Yeah,
it's just like a whole thing, So I'm definitely excited for that, and hopefully, if anyone is going to the convention, stop by, say hi, and if you guys aren't going this year, definitely check it out in the upcoming years. I've been going for the past couple years now. This will be my third time, going, and hopefully, Brandon will go, next year. There's just so many different conventions all over, so you gotta hit whichever ones you're closest to and, check them all out.
Yep. Yeah, I'll definitely be going next year. I know from everybody else that Siege is amazing, and it's one of the ones I wanted to go to for the past few years myself, just to go. It seems like an awesome convention, and everybody always has a blast. The guest list is phenomenal, and Austin seems like a pretty cool dude. So yeah, it's going to be a good time. Definitely say hi to Gamer Ahmer if you're there, and yeah, she'll sign your football jersey.
Yeah, since we're now a sports podcast that apparently we know everything about all sports. You heard it here first. We know exactly what we're doing, and we'll sign any sports memorabilia. And there we go.
Even your 1982 Michael Jordan Chicago Bulls jersey. Like, why is this? Who is this that signed the jersey? They ruined it. Oh my goodness! Yeah,
that would totally be something.
Yeah, wouldn't it though? Wouldn't it? Achievement at Christmas. Yeah,
like just like go to like, can I get that? As people are like.
Oh my goodness! I know a little bit about sports. I knew that Michael Jordan played for the Chicago Bulls. I knew that.
I know about the sports that I played growing up. I've played.
Yeah, no, I know that. I know that too. But watching anything for the last, I guess, 18 years.
Mostly football, baseball.
I played sports my entire childhood. Variety too. Soccer, football, baseball. Played baseball for 8 years, so yeah, totally. Yeah, so with that said, also we've got myself and Millennial Collector. So this is how it worked out, unfortunately. No, fortunately too. It's just like very weird. It's gonna be very strange. Like have convention that's like first of all 2 back-to-back weekends, and then which is okay. It's just different. Then Final Boss Con is like an hour and a half away, which is good. But it's on Saturday, so you're going to be at a convention. We're going to be at a convention. We're going to be, filming, having a panel there at, I want to say, 12:45. So, if you want to come see the panel, they're going to be doing it sort of like interview style. So they're going to be asking us questions.
Nice.
I excelled in synchronized swimming.
Underwater basket weaving? Can I get a...
Listen, I googled it and it came up.
You really thought it was like a thing?
You made me think it was because I kept asking you. You're lying to me, and I was like,
I was very convincing. It's not hard.
Yeah, you were convincing. But
he was like, and then what happened? And then what happened?
Because I didn't get
it. And then what do they do?
How's it work?
How they do that underwater?
Oh my god. Yeah, I gotta stop believing people and things. Let me tell you. So they're gonna be doing an interview style, which is gonna be really cool. So yeah, they've got a bunch of guests that are gonna be there. God, I forget his name. I can't remember off the top of my head. But somebody that was involved with Night of the Living Dead. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of cool stuff going on. So it is from 11 to 6. So we'll be there most of the time, probably the whole time. I'm not sure yet. But yeah, it's going to be fun. It's in Rio Grande, Ohio, at the University of Rio Grande. So yeah, it's a pretty cool event. We went last year. It was their first year last year. This is their second year, and they have got like a pretty good plan for like the future of the event. So I'm excited to see what they do for sure.
Yeah, we'll definitely have tons of footage from both conventions. So we'll be, pumping out the content. Tomorrow, like I said, we're going to have the VGS, the Video Game Summit footage dropping tomorrow. And then he'll be in Ohio at Final Boss Con. I'll be at Southeast Game Exchange, which is in Greenville, South Carolina. I'll also have a panel there too. So that'll be, a fun time. And, it's pretty much like a whole trivia situation. But there's a twist. So if you don't like, working hard and doing all this, schoolwork at a game convention, like to work, you could pretty much cheat off of your neighbor. So how it is there's two separate sides of the room. One side works together, the other side works together. It makes it easier. And then everyone has the opportunity to win a Switch Lite. So it's a really, a fun time.
Where did that come into play? What?
No, it's just
you just make that up right now.
Yeah.
Oh man.
When you do trivia, it's like sometimes you don't want to go to a game convention and have to put in all this tedious work. You want to have a good time. You want to enjoy yourself. So one side of the room's competing against the other, and it's just kind of like this whole informal style.
Oh, but I guess I misunderstood. You made it sound like this side can cheat with this side. I'm like, well, what's going on here?
You and your buddies on this side.
Oh, well, yeah, that's not cheating if you're yeah. Well, I guess it is
kind of a team,
Yeah, sure. Team sports. Austin said, love first and second year events. They are intimate and just a ton of fun. No, I agree for sure. I love the small, medium-sized events. I love the first, second year event. You know what? I want to see these guys grow because they're in an area where there's no convention. They're not that far from a lot of different places. So I think that it could do really well, and I think that Mackenzie, the guy that's running it, has a really good plan for the future of the event, and man, I just want to see them grow and reach their goals. So we love to support. We love to support, especially local conventions. I love to see it. Ohio didn't have, the type of events that they do now, or any of the scene for gaming. Even just 10 years ago wasn't the same. So we had Korgs, and that was it. I mean that was it. There was nothing else and Ohio's a big state, so it's cool to see. It's cool to see the whole scene for gaming and pop culture and all this stuff grow. So
yeah, because there's so many different people out there across so many different areas. And let's say you do have a convention and you can't make it to that one day or those 2 days. It's great to have multiple options. There's so many of us, us nerds. We used to not be, these popular, cool people back in the day. So now that everyone is, into this whole video game stuff,
right?
So now we're the cool people. So let's just keep it up. Yeah, let's not you. Not you, but
Never mind.
No, but let's keep it going. Let's see, more video game conventions pop up. The anime conventions. There's tons of them. Sports conventions, I'm sure.
Get out of here, please. We don't need any more of the. Yeah, there's there's 5 or 6 sports cards conventions in Ohio. Oh my God, get it out. Kick those out the door and replace them with something cool.
I'm sure he just kicked off our whole fan base
kicked off the whole audience.
Trying to start a sports podcast. Now we have no fans.
Now we have nobody. We're gonna be alone forever. Just kidding. No, seriously though, yeah. Bring on the sports conventions. I'll do a panel there on football, soccer.
Yeah, Little League or something. Because you gotta be
start a Little League team. First of all, you have to be under the age of 12.
No, you have to be. It's a certain height thing. I think.
Oh, yes, it is. You're right. It is a certain height thing, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah, I could probably still. Yeah, I'd still probably pass for Little League.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got a ton. Now the comments.
We have some
disappeared.
comments, I
Yeah.
guess. So we have Thinking Inside the Box said, "You guys are always so humble and supportive. Love your team spirit. We appreciate it." And then we have Low Carb Monster. "Feels great being a gamer."
I love that.
Thinking
name.
Inside the Box said, "Real estate conventions." Yeah, I'm sure there's like that type of stuff all over it.
Sure.
There's always places up for sale.
Yeah.
Millennial Collector Ohio, probably 2 to 3 a month here in Ohio. Probably talking about the sports ones.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I knew of like 5 or 6, so I'm sure.
And then Southeast Game Exchange said, "College sports or pro sports?"
College. If I'm going to watch, it's college for sure.
I usually watch the pro sports.
You would. You seem like somebody that would watch. Listen, it's funny. I was uploading the episode with Smash JT where you're like, I watched NASCAR today for the first time. Because I was going through getting the clips and I put in there. I was like, Gamer Amer watches NASCAR.
It was actually so like one of my dad's like good friends. They have like this whole NASCAR event or something. Apparently, that's like a big thing. Well, my dad's friend's brother is a video game developer, and my dad withheld this information like my entire life. So I just found out he worked on Elder Scrolls and like all these video games, and he's worked for multiple different companies. And, we always talk about that stuff when I go over. So we go there for this whole NASCAR party, and next thing you know, they're racing in the basement with like one of those like racing wheels to place on who they're going to bet on. Well, not like bet, but like,
they're racing on like a game, like an arcade.
Yeah, game? I think it was like one of like the NASCAR games or like one of
those games are good. Don't crap on them.
Yeah, so they're racing and they have to like fit a qualifier round, and then whoever has like the best score gets to pick who they think is going to win, at NASCAR or whatever it is. Yeah. So
whatever it is.
We go there.
Our whole fan base is gone.
Yeah, no, so we go there, and then next thing you know, we just pick like a spot, and then all of a sudden, we're watching the race, and it's like the final, couple rounds, and like the guy that we picked came in like second place, and I'm like so intense like the whole time, because like you don't really know about everything. Well, I didn't. So I'm just like watching it, I'm like, that's the guy. I'm like, that's the guy, he's gonna win, and it was a whole thing. You just make the most of it, and I never thought that I would have such fun at a NASCAR party as I did. So
a NASCAR party. My God, You heard it here first. Gamer Amer loves NASCAR parties.
Yeah, we're gonna start a NASCAR podcast next.
Jiminy Christmas. I ain't doing it. Although I did play the crap out of NASCAR 2002 on the GameCube. We would play it just to wreck the cars. Just watch them fall apart. Oh, man. Betting with extra steps. That's right. Betting with
it was a fun time.
Yeah, sounds like it. And then you got some freebies there, right? I do remember that part. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even think
you didn't go there just for the NASCAR party.
Yeah, I got like tons of promo stuff from like these secret Bethesda parties.
Oh my God, secret!
I got all these cool like promo things and
secret. Yeah, how weird that sounds. Secret Bethesda parties. They like dressed up as Elder Scrolls characters and.
No, they got root beer floats and they could get this Elder Scrolls mug. And the only way to get the mug is if you got a root beer float. So I have one of those cool cups.
Oh, that's
so just hearing like the different stories of all like the cool promotional stuff.
That was pretty sweet.
Yeah. And then tons of statues and collector's editions and added all that to my nice little collection.
Do you remember what you got? Besides the cup?
Yeah.
What'd you get?
Like tons of t-shirts, lithographs, prints, notepads from the old Microprose developer. I confirmed that one of my Super Nintendo games with the Microprose, it says property of Microprose on it. It came from their actual developer library. So that's like confirmed.
Or they could rent out the games and stuff.
Yeah, like just in their actual. So that's like
in their
what
office
the employees played on. Yeah, it was like in their like little break room or something.
That's
so
cool.
just figuring out all that cool stuff.
That is cool. Yeah, I love stuff like that. Having all the history and finding out like stories on all that stuff. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
So, you got any trips going on while you're going to be in the area? Prestige? You just stared at me. What'd you do that for? I didn't like it.
I was like, where are we going? What's going on?
Well, I mean, it's your notes. You wrote it. You put that on there.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Yeah, you did. I was just reading it.
I'm like, what are we talking about?
Jiminy Christmas.
Oh, no. So, essentially, a part of my series, I started a new series on my channel where I visit every single state, and I have to pick up a video game item in each state. And it can't just be like, you walk into Walmart, you buy a new game, and you leave. Like, this has to be like promotional items, display items, something of value, something that you get for like a deal. So, essentially, since I'm like leaving like almost after have all this stuff to do, never enough time, decide to schedule a podcast, so
you leave in the morning?
Yeah, like in a couple hours.
Well, you don't have to leave tomorrow.
No,
but you're doing special trip stuff.
Yeah, because I have to find something in North Carolina and South Carolina.
See how I tied that in there? Yeah.
Yeah. So I have to find something. I don't know what yet, but just like last night when I'm with family and something pops up on Facebook Marketplace for $50, once again, you don't ask questions. You just get in the car and you start driving, and you hope that within those couple hour drives that the stuff does not sell. So
no, I'm excited for you to do that video.
Yeah, I'm really excited too, because I'm a huge Mario fan.
What'd you say that for?
Because I'm a huge Mario fan.
Why are you saying it like that?
Because I love Mario.
She's doing a thing right now. She's doing one of those things.
No.
If you like Mario, you're gonna like this video. No, it is really cool. I've wanted that for years. Have you ever seen the Zelda variant for the first game? It's.
I feel like maybe I
can't say. Yeah, but it's a.
Yeah.
Yeah, that stuff is so cool. I love stuff like that too. There was something my friend had, and I'll just say this. What are you laughing at?
No, I'm just reading. Reading.
It was wallpaper, like this Mario wallpaper. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
yep.
That stuff's cool too. I love all that sort of stuff without saying what it is. I keep trying to not say. Yeah, I keep trying not to say what it is. But yeah, it is really, really cool. So that's gonna be awesome. Yeah. So I mean, we got through that awfully fast. Anything else you got around the corner for Gamer Aiming channel that you want to talk about?
Just always content. I'm sure I'll have tons from.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always I'm sure I'll have tons from the weekend, and then Game Junction will have tons from the weekend. We're still sorting through footage for both channels from previous conventions, this convention, these upcoming conventions. So it's like, never-ending content. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that.
There's just so much around the corner. Yeah, there's so much coming. So, and then we've got more after this weekend too with both conventions, so it's gonna be awesome, which is a good problem to have. That's great. Yeah. People love to see it. So
yeah, too many games. That's always a great problem.
Not enough money. Too much money. Go check out the video.
Oh, man, there is like a whole war in the comments.
Oh, is there? I have it clicked off because I have the notes on.
Low Carb Monster says Turtles is greater than Mario. Thinking Inside the Box said Sonic is greater than Mario. Millennial Collector Ohio said Luigi is greater than Mario. Man, people are hating on Mario. And then Southeast Game Exchange said, is there anything in particular that each of you are looking to find this weekend? What are you looking for at the convention?
Not really anything this weekend.
Great story.
No, really. I mean,
nothing.
No, I mean, I've got the general stuff I'm always looking for, the weird accessories for the systems, for future video. That's a major thing. I mean, both of us promo stuff like that. I don't know. A lot of my stuff is like weird oddball stuff, and then I'm like, I'll often forget and get remembered when I see something or whatever. But like the biggest thing always, and it's been like this for a few years, GameCube keyboard controller be the number one thing. So if I did see that, that'd be a pretty big deal. PS1 mouse, like I said, weird accessory stuff that I need for that. Like I'm kind of laser focused on stuff I need and have planned for videos right now. Kind of catering to that, trying to avoid a lot of the other stuff. So pretty much that. I mean, I can't say the one thing because we haven't put the video out yet. But games for that collection series. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, there is like stuff here and there, like some mixed in random stuff, but yeah, I mean that's like some of the major stuff. Promo stuff. Keyboard controller, some of the weird accessory stuff for systems.
Maybe a Famicom or something you might be looking for?
I think we might have that covered. I think, yeah. I think Thomas's friend has one, so we might have that covered. But still keep an eye out. I'm going to keep an eye out this weekend. Let me know if you do see anything though there. It's Siege is, a pretty big convention, so yeah, you might see one there. Just let me know if you see that. But other than that, there's 2 versions of Ask. Yeah, there is 2 versions. There's also a what is it? Game Shark keyboard for the GameCube that's just a keyboard, not a controller, which I just picked up. Oh. Can I say that? I think I can say it. Yeah, picked up.
You can't take it back now.
Oh yeah, no, I can't.
You can cut that out, right?
I can. Yeah,
that out.
She gives me such a hard time. I picked up both of the variants because that's the other. I am looking for that other GameCube Game Shark keyboard non-controller, but it's not like as uncommon as the keyboard controller. So like you see a little bit more than you do that one. Sharkwire. Well, the one I picked up for the PS2 is Game Shark branded. I thought the GameCube one was too, but there's a GameCube or a PS2 keyboard controller as well. I picked up that and the just keyboard. So, but I also picked up something very similar coming up in a video. So I didn't say that one, but I kind of just did. It just didn't say the system.
Good job.
Yeah. Good talk.
No, I'm always looking for, like the display stuff, but I don't want to get my hopes up because the last couple years I got super lucky. I walked away with the Nintendo DS neon sign complete, like in the Nintendo shipper box, and then I walked out with the whole Sega cabinet the one year last year. So I don't want to get my hopes up because, I'm not sure I'm gonna find anything quite like that this year.
Find me a Vita kiosk. Or no, you don't have to be, even the tabletop one. I'll be good.
Yeah, I'm sure that'd be very expensive.
I don't know, man. I saw one sell a couple years ago at Tabletop One. They sold it for $400. Serious.
Yeah. And things have went up quite a bit since
this
then.
was 2020. This was the height. I think it was just saying they were trying to get it to go, sort of deal. So that's what I'm saying. Watch out for those deals because that still happens. Somebody just needs to get it gone because he needs some quick money, and you're there to snatch it up. That still happens. We know it does. So yeah, watch out for them deals. Don't just spend the $5,000 on whatever. Yeah, you can find the deals for real.
You can find deals. I find them all the time. It just takes a little bit of extra
last night. That one. Yeah. That's wild. That was wild. I think
the whole story behind it was wild too, but I'll talk about that later. But no, what I am looking for is, my Super Nintendo collecting journey. I cannot find for the life of me The Super Bomberman in the big Super Nintendo box. I've been to so many different conventions, I've never seen one in person. I want to buy it in person, not on eBay. So I would like to find that. And then I also need one more Gamecom game for a complete set, and that's Monopoly. Can't find that either. So, yeah. I don't know. If I could find either of those two, or even just the Monopoly, or...
I expect you to sit down and complete... I was about to say, Gaming Mixologist is in here.
Nice.
Yeah. No, I expect you to sit down and play all of that then, because I like the Gamecom, but Monopoly on the Gamecom, that's another story. That's there's a couple of good things on there, just a couple, but Monopoly is not one of them.
Yeah, but it's the last game that I need.
Get
it's driving me nuts.
I want to do it too. Yeah, you know what's weird is Monopoly. Before I picked up the systems again, because I got 3 of them, which is kind of ridiculous. I can't find a second model anywhere. Monopoly is the first game I found. And then I didn't pick that up because I didn't have a system yet. Then I ended up getting 3 of them, and I haven't seen Monopoly since. I think it was just, I don't know what the deal was. I don't know this officially, but potentially was probably just very light release on it, or something like that, because like we know the Gamecom got pulled real quick from the shelves. It wasn't on the market for that long, so 2 years I believe. Barely 2 years, so it could have been one of those deals. Hey, what's up, Soldier? We also got some more comments.
Yeah, we have some questions.
Quite a few. I can only see the last like 5, but I'll Siege. They said, Austin, how has becoming retro gaming content creators affected your collecting as a hobby? I don't know. I mean, sort of. I don't know. What about you? I have to think on it for a second, because I don't know how it's necessarily. I mean, it hasn't like negatively, or it hasn't affected it in a bad way. So, I mean, positively, like learning about more stuff, which could also be negative in the way that I'm like, now I want more stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. No. I feel like I've always, been collecting and playing and stuff, and then you just. Create certain videos based off of different things, so then people like certain things, so then you kind of like, I guess, with like my Super Nintendo set, it's like I started something, and then people really enjoy it, so then you just kind of keep going. It kind of keeps you motivated, in a way. Now, not that I wouldn't have collected it regardless, it's just this kind of picks up the pace a little bit of collecting. So, I would say that, I guess, like, you kind of, like, shift on certain things.
Yeah, to add on to that, like I started, we're going to be talking about a series here soon that we started, I guess trying to find like, different things to do that other people haven't done, and then getting excited about said thing, because like you just said, you're like, oh yeah, people motivate you about it. Well, then like another point is that like, now I just get excited about finding these. Like when before I wasn't really getting excited about this particular thing. And when I found the said thing to be able to use for said video, I got excited about being able to try that. Quit it. And then like, trying to, it's cool to try to achieve something. And it is like motivating and it's exciting. It's just like it's like a whole thing. It's just like a 360 with being a gamer, a collector, and then also making the content on it. Like, it all goes hand in hand. So, I guess just finding, I will say this, less time to play the games, that for sure. Much less time to do that.
You don't play all of your games?
Oh, yeah, get out of here, miss. Oh, you play games? Every week? Oh, quit it. Yeah, no,
You don't play all of your games?
Yeah, that time was already gone when I became a dad. So, as an adult, you just got to find your time to be able to play and do what you want to do. And we both enjoy making content, so a little bit of sacrifice, nothing. He's just sitting there smiling.
No, I'm thinking inside the box, and you look at them, don't lie.
You He's not wrong.
And then they're talking about, I'd rather game collect than collect creepy Annabelle dolls. Great for pranks, though. Oh, I agree with this one. I'm not sure. It just says Facebook user. It says...
Yeah, it means they're in the lounge.
Oh, okay. It says, the hunt sometimes is more fun, too, trying to find games or systems in the wild. I agree with that.
Yeah, for sure. I think that whole experience and like being able to film it too, because like look at it this way as well. Like when you're putting this stuff up on YouTube or any platform, you're not just doing it for those people. You're also, like you're memorializing your life. Like you're putting yourself out there. It's something you can look back on anytime and be like, what was that thing I picked up on that day at this event that, like referencing something, or you just want to look back like 5 years and look at something that you did or you're finding, or your kids in 10 years if YouTube's still around or whatever, So it's that whole thing too. You're doing it for yourself. So it's just a cool thing. And the hunting is really fun. I love doing it. I've done it forever, and it's a different experience, like filming it too. So being able to look back on that and stuff is cool.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, hopefully YouTube is around in 10 years though.
Well, they've been saying that for like years now with all the other things, so I'm sure it'll be.
I don't know. Have they? Have they been saying it for 10 years? You weren't on YouTube 10 years ago. You were, but for different things.
Yeah, I learned how to unicycle and breakdance and roller skates back when I was a mascot. And
I forgot about the breakdance.
Balloon animal.
DDR.
Yeah.
I used to watch DDR videos.
The 5-foot unicycle, not just the regular 3-foot.
You're an interesting character.
There's pictures and videos of it.
I've seen them. I've seen them for like the 20s. I've for sure seen them. Soldier said, I was one of the people who play for 5 minutes until I turn it off due to the boredom high, but they do get fun after a while. Yeah. Man, gosh, if I even like tried to do that when I was a kid though, I'd get bored for 5 minutes, turn it off. Well, I ain't getting another game for 8 months, so thinking outside the box says, I love playing different games, going into them completely blind. Like, suggest a game, but don't tell me about it. The fact that you felt compelled by it enough to suggest it must be of some value. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I agree. Yeah, and you know what? Watching other content creators suggest certain games that I may have not known about or forgot about, like, that's really cool. And I'm like, oh, that sounds like an interesting game. I need to keep an eye out for that. And yeah, I love that stuff. It's the exchanging of information.
Always learning.
Always learning. Yes. That's what we do over here. Always playing sports.
Yeah.
She's too busy over there on her phone. So, with that said...
Reading the comments. Everyone's talking about different things. I like it.
Are they?
Yeah.
Are talking about unicycles?
No one, I guess no one else unicycles. It's like riding a bike, but
I don't think they do. Most people don't.
Couldn't afford the other wheel or the handlebars. I mean... Right.
I'm pretty sure unicycles are more expensive than bikes, if I remember. I've seen
my one unicycle was like $100, and then the other one was $300.
Yeah, that was what, 15 years ago? They're probably more now, I'm sure.
I'm not that old, but probably, yeah.
I did just kind of call you old, didn't I? You are kind of old, though. Soldier said, dude, I still have games on my PC that I purchased back in 2009 that I still haven't played yet. Girl on phone stream. Yep. That girl streams on her phone and is on her phone on the streams. Thinking Inside the Box says, makes me think of those Steam summer sales. Steam has one now until tomorrow. What's the most useless gift you've ever received for Christmas? A unicycle.
No, I use that like every day. I used to. It was not useless.
I don't know. What's your most useless gift that you've ever received? It seems weird to say that about a gift, right? Like, I would get...
Because everything was useful. You didn't want socks when you were younger, but they were
now you're
useful.
wearing them today.
Yeah, now you want socks, because you're not going to buy them for yourself, so, I don't know.
That is the truth. I wait until Christmas every year for socks.
Yeah.
I think that's a guy thing, right? What?
Probably.
Yeah, it's like a guy thing. You wait until Christmas for your socks. I saw a meme. I saw a meme about holy underwear and guys and Christmas, because you just get underwear for Christmas.
Yeah, because you'd rather spend your money on fun things. You don't want to buy socks or clothes or things like that. You want to buy video games and toys.
Well, it's like weird because I guess I am that way in general, but here recently I've been pretty cool with buying game, different shirts, especially for videos, because I start getting these comments like, you wear the same shirt all the time.
You do.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of do, but I think again it's a guy thing. I've got shirts, but I don't like how this one feels, or this one doesn't fit the way I want it to, so I'm not wearing it. It's I don't know, it's like a whole thing. But that's kind of the truth. I do kind of wear the same shirt.
No, I do always buy gaming related t-shirts because everyone's like, I love your t-shirt collection. I'm like, yeah, I don't know where to put them.
I've never seen that comment ever.
They're all the time.
You do get those. No, you told me you had over 100 shirts.
I probably have over 400 or 500. I took over.
How do you have room for game stuff with that many shirts? That's an entire walk-in closet. That's more than a walk-in closet, I would think, right? 400 shirts.
I have a walk-in closet. I also I fold them
pants and stuff.
Military. No.
Well, I mean, you said 400 shirts, a whole walk-in closet. Where's everything else go?
I have a full dresser. I have another dresser. I have a walk-in closet. But I fold them and then I roll them extremely tight. And then you can fit 3 deep back however many. And there's probably a whole bunch in one drawer. And then times that by the 5, times it by the other. Some that are stacked.
Do you notice issue with wrinkles when you do that way?
I don't care about wrinkles.
I was just curious because I was considering switching that method. Because I hang all of my shirts up. I've always my entire life.
If they're not folded, if they're not they're rolled.
That's why I was asking. I was
genuinely get them here, curious. And then you just lint roll them because of all the cats and
Yeah. Yeah, no, I was really wondering. My entire life, I've always hung all my shirts up and put my jeans and shorts away in not a closet, but a drawer, dresser drawer and stuff.
Oh, people are talking about t-shirts.
I see that.
I know.
There's comments back. I got a pogo stick once, the pink and green cheap one. I had one of those exact ones.
One.
Yes, I had one. Useless gift idea, job applications. I think that's probably a pretty useful one, but I don't know that I'd want that for Christmas.
Yeah, it depends if you need one.
Yeah. Soldier. Right, I tried that. CD key site. Thing inside the box. Guys, I'm sorry, I don't have my glasses on, so I struggle to read sometimes. It's an issue. I'm working on getting contacts, but I talked to her about it. It's kind of expensive to get in the door. It's a whole thing. Thinking inside the box, do you have any idea how many times I have seen Brandi wear the same shirt? That is kind of the truth, though. I have seen it a lot on this podcast. You probably wore it on 10 of the episodes.
I love this shirt. I have a couple.
I like it too. Different. I dig it too.
They started the same way, and then the bottom, the other one's a pizza. This one they're hanging and eating pizza.
I think I've seen them all.
They all start the same.
I would like to get another turtle, one with the classic Turtles logo. I got one with the 2002 Turtles. But no, that's cool. I think maybe some non-TMNT for a while might be the move, though, on the podcast. Especially with 2 of them now, I think,
I know, man. We're
third one.
3 times in a row, I'm out. Just gone.
Wait, what?
I'm being booted out. If I wear it one more time, I'm booted out.
What are you talking about?
This turtle shirt.
Why would you be booted out?
Because they're catching on. They said that they've seen me wear it too many times.
And now someone said all you have is the same clothes. Just kidding. They said, I love t-shirts, the more the better, from Low Carb Monster. That's not a shirt. It's a part of a skin. It's okay to be that shirtless. Is that a quote or something? Not sure. Soldier said, no, fool offended. If it started to stink, don't wear it. And then Low Carb Monster, turtle power. Those must be quotes or something, because I'm confused, but yeah. I don't know. But we got some news, don't we? Switch over that. I'm going to pull up the other news real quick, too, because I forgot to put that in over here.
Yeah, so I guess I'll start with one before we jump into the...
Oh, yeah, you're good.
So the 75th Emmy Awards revealed its nominations on July 12th, and a video game adaptation is one of the most nominated shows of the year. This is Brandon's favorite TV show that he has seen, HBO's The Last of Us. Has 24 total nominations, second only to HBO's other powerhouse show, Succession, which has 27. The third most nominated series at the 2023 Emmys is The White Lotus, yet another HBO series. It's a weird time for HBO Max, the company's affiliated streaming service, to change its name and marketing materials, but it did anyway.
So what's that about?
Cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
About?
Huh?
What's that show about?
Oh man.
No, that is pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I don't feel like extremely bad knowing that it is like a frame for frame like adaptation of the game. I played the game 3 times with 3 different versions of the game that have been released.
Yeah, but there's extra stuff to it in this
No,
year.
I know. I do want to see that. I really do want to see that, but having with the remake just coming out literally this year on the PS5, I'm like, oh my god, do I really want to go through this again for a 4th time? Like, I like it, but I don't like it that much. You know what I mean? No, seriously, it does feel like kind of like, come on, I can't do this many times. Like, I just did the remaster last year. That was because I didn't have that many PS5 games yet. Something to play and stream, so yeah, no, I definitely do want to watch it, but this is very cool to see, and you know, if they did, I think I'll be more compelled when they do for the second game, because I've only played through that one time. They didn't do, like, as far as I'm aware, like a remaster, and they definitely didn't do the remake. So yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna watch it, and I'll have to find the time to sit down. There's some other stuff I got to catch up on. Shows, like for other stuff, the Marvel movies, I'm behind the last. I was just talking with my brother because they just released the stuff about. I guess it's not spoiler alert because it's all over the news, but they're doing the classic Wolverine costume for what's his name? The guy that has played Wolverine for the last like 15 years. Whatever, he's coming back to play Wolverine again, and he's wearing like the classic yellow costume, like the super nostalgic 90s one. So like I need to get caught up because I'm like real excited about that. It's kind of like reignited the Marvel stuff for me because like I never thought we'd see that on screen.
Nice.
So yeah, there's a bunch of stuff. Not going off on a tangent, but I do like comic books and movies and stuff. So I'll have to get around to watching that and checking it out real soon. It's a Game Junction tradition to wear. Oh, I thought it just said shirts. I'm like, yeah, it kind of is. It kind of is a tradition to wear shirts.
I'd hope we'd be wearing shirts on this podcast.
To wear TMNT shirts. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get me one then because I'm out of the tradition.
Yeah.
I've got one. I'll wear it on the next podcast.
All right, I have a surprise coming for a future podcast.
Oh boy. She's got a whole TMNT get-up. She's got the whole costume.
I got more shirts coming in.
Oh, she's going to pull a Todd. You're going to do a Todd, aren't you?
What, like every 10 minutes change my shirt or something?
No, not change your shirt. put another shirt on over and Larry's shirt. By the end of the shirt you're wearing, or
by the end of the shirt you're wearing another shirt.
By the end of I knocked my thing out, but by the end of the convention you're wearing like 20 shirts. It was hilarious. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I knocked my auxiliary port out. No, yeah, pull a Todd and you just like layer them. You're like, okay, it's been 5 minutes. Put another shirt on.
Just I'm gonna do like those quick changes. I'll have to learn how to do those, and then like when you like get into like a box and you change in like 2 seconds, and then you get back out and you're wearing something completely different.
I can never do that. I could never change in 2 seconds.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to like learn that. That way I could cycle through like during a podcast like 50 shirts.
Oh yeah. I mean, hey, it would be pretty funny. Oh, I'll be right back. That would be funny though. I dig it. So you heard it here first. She said that she's going to do the quick change method this Sunday. Or next Sunday. We have a podcast this Sunday. Hey, we should probably mention that it's our first Sunday without a podcast in almost 50 episodes. So, yeah, no podcast this Sunday.
You heard it here first.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
Because we'll both be traveling.
Yeah.
One a little further.
Yeah.
Traveling back from conventions.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's fine. But we started a new podcast, so we're here on certain Wednesdays. So this.
Yeah. No,
it all is fine.
Yeah, it's cool. So we'll be back with a pretty cool episode next Sunday. So we'll have a promo coming out probably on Sunday for next Sunday's podcast, so that'll be cool. But anyway, this quick change method, I want to hear more about it.
Yeah, that's like my new job. Every week I was a trucker, and then what did I do? I sold all my games to do something.
Yeah, become a trucker.
Yeah, and then there was like some other job or something I was going to pick up after.
Was there another job?
Look, we got people who are
Waffle House.
We got people unsubscribing.
Oh man.
Thinking inside the box said, "You heard it here first." Unacceptable.
100 chat messages.
Thanks, your cousin's in the chat.
My cousin,
Braden.
Oh, hey, Braden. What's up, buddy? How's it going? Appreciate you watching. I didn't even know that you knew I did YouTube and stuff.
He said, "This is Braden. I can't believe my cousin has a YouTube channel."
Oh, did he really? Did he really?
Yeah.
Aw. Hey. Missed you, buddy. Millennial Collector said, same. Unsubscribed. Low Carb Monster. Unforgivable. Do you guys remember the Unforgivable series on YouTube? Do you guys remember that? Or was it called Unforgivable? Somebody might correct me. I think it's called Unforgivable. Oh, it was so funny. Millennial Collector Ohio already wiped my memory. Who are these people? Braden, glad you guys are doing good. Appreciate it. For sure. So yeah, got any more news on the docket? I know there's limited run stuff today, and then I pulled up something else too.
Yeah, there's
for it real quick.
I guess we could jump down and then we'll come back to limited run.
Sure.
So
yeah, no. Whatever.
In the transition from Nintendo Switch to the next generation console, this is like a quote, "We would like to make every effort to ensure that customers can make the transition smoothly while using their Nintendo account." So it's, pretty much like wondering if 7 years of the Nintendo Switch marks its end of life, like how the Super NES rose to replace the NES 7 years after it came out. So it sounds like they want things, to continue to like be smooth with that.
Is this limited run or Nintendo saying this?
No, this is in Nintendo news. Before we go to limited run, I just saw this briefly.
Nintendo said this, or it's just in like news?
Oh, it's just in the news.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I agree. Here, we gotta bring this up because, I definitely feel this way, especially for the Switch, being that it kind of has that feel of the DS to 3DS sort of thing, where it's it's that sort of cart style, and I know that if they stick with a cart-based medium, which I'm still on the fence on whether they will, and I want to save that for another video. But if they do, then there's like, essentially no reason, especially if like it's a similar cart size, maybe if it's bigger to hold a little bit more memory. But I want it to be backwards compatible. I mean, there's so many Switch games. Like, if they switch to a CD format, like, they could still do it. They can make a slot for the game cart, but like, not having a backwards compatible system, after something like the Switch, like, is crazy. And I wonder, like, what's your thoughts? Because I haven't asked you about this. Do you think that they'll do another hybrid system? I mean, I have to, right?
I think it would be the way to go, but I guess from like a marketing standpoint, like money-wise, maybe they would want 2 separate systems. But I like the idea of it being versatile. Like, because there are a lot of people that play for the convenience, and people like to bring stuff with them. But if you're, trying to do it for the money, then you would think someone would buy one for the Go, one for the home system, and then different technology. You got to think of like how much capacity things could be if it is versatile versus if there's like one at home that's a much larger, heavier unit versus one that's on the go that's like lighter. So I mean, there's a lot of different factors. It depends if they're in it for money, if they're in it for people, if
well, I mean, they're all in it for money, and they're a business, so like nobody's in it for the people. None of these big AAA corporations are in it for the people at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But I've thought about that. However, I struggle in my head to think that Nintendo would ever go back to 2 separate, a home console and a handheld system. Or a home console and a separate system handheld. I struggle in my head to think that they would ever do that again. The Switch sold gangbusters. I mean, more than the Wii U and the 3DS combined. Even talking the previous console generation, more than the Wii and the DS combined. Like, I just struggle in my head to think that they would ever do that again. And for a multitude of reasons, I think people... See, I feel like what the move would be, and this is me, but I think this would be the way to go. And they're essentially doing this for the PS5 right now. Like, the console's going to launch later. They're going to do a digital-only handheld. I don't necessarily think that Nintendo has to or will do a digital-only handheld. They could certainly do a physical handheld, but it's going to be, it's obviously not going to be as beefy of a unit. It's not going to play the same. You're not going to have the 120 frames, which Nintendo's not going to have anyway. But you're not going to have the 4K 60, more than likely, that, like, you could at your at-home experience. You could have a handheld separate system. I could see them doing that, and then having the like home console system. And like, if you want both experiences, you gotta buy both. And Nintendo would do that all day long. They have no problem with that. But I do think that's probably the move. And I think like we need a beefier at-home system at this point. Like, look, the Switch it's struggling with some of these games. It's struggling. Like, I'm just seeing it more. Even Tears of the Kingdom. I love the game, and I think now, and I feel comfortable at this point saying that it probably has replaced Breath of the Wild as my favorite game of all time. It struggles. I mean, it struggles at a lot of points in the game. Like, it gets real chunky there, like drops frames real bad, and when a lot of stuff gets on the screen, it's just not great. Like, it has issues, and if like a game like this, the top of the line game for the system, is having this sort of issue, like we need a beefier at home unit. And I think 6 years ago when the Switch came out, we didn't have the technology we have now to be able to do potentially like a Switch properly now. So like really a Switch 2 having that sort of kind of like love of handheld and at-home console gaming, to where it can handle like these bigger experiences, or at least just running or performing the games more properly or better, and not having a AAA big class Zelda game struggling at many points in the game. So kind of my thoughts on that.
No, I mean, I get that. A couple people were asking in the chat what the topic was. Some people coming in But essentially, if going forward, if you are having either a separate at-home console or a separate, handheld console, or having that same versatile hybrid style, you also have to think, too, you're not playing certain games on Nintendo systems. You're playing those games over on PlayStation or Xbox. You're only playing the Nintendo games, really, on the Nintendo consoles. You're not going to get, most people won't get, like, the Call of Duties and the different games like that to play just on their, like, Nintendo Switch. So, if you're talking about different equipment, always, I feel like PlayStation and Xbox are always going to be like, top tier when it comes to having the better, frames per second, or better, 4K, or, whatever the graphics and everything are. It's going to always be different. Nintendo's not going to have, gamers who are like, I'm going to buy a Nintendo Switch just for Call of Duty, Battlefield.
Oh, really? They're not?
No.
No, you're right. You are right.
They're going to buy it for Mario Kart or Mario Party, Breath of the Wild. And like you're saying, if it's already struggling with that, it's like, then maybe they'll have to upscale some things, but it's never going to be.
I don't think it ever will be either. I agree with you 100% there. I don't think it ever will be, and like, with technology, it's taking it out of my mouth, DLSS technology, which we were talking about not that long ago, I think it's much more possible for Nintendo to be closer to that point than ever, to being more on par with, I think they would be more on par at like a medium, maybe at the PS4, Xbox One level, which is fine because, the Switch is significantly behind that, and we're already getting reports. There was a report, so there's been a few, but there was a report that came out that the next Switch system was not even on par with the PS4 and Xbox One. And like, if they were on par, that would be like, per Nintendo, to be always like a generation behind on graphics and all the everything with gaming. Like, it's normal for Nintendo to be like a gen behind. Like, look at the Wii. Look, the Wii was in an era where HD was already standard for like 4 years, and the Wii wasn't even HD. It wasn't even HD. That blew me away. So we had HD was already standard with the other systems, and so Nintendo's always behind on the technology, and I have expected nothing less since the Nintendo 64. So
hey, we don't talk about
since like Nintendo 64 was the last one that was like on par. Well, that's not true. The GameCube. I'm sorry, the GameCube. The GameCube was actually more powerful than the PS2. So I'm also in the video.
Yeah, Brayden asked how I got the little wrench next to it. I said, I guess I'm a mod.
Oh, do you have a wrench on YouTube?
Yeah, so I said,
you're a mod, yeah.
I'm really a mod. I'm also right here.
Yeah, that's funny. I just made my, like, little separate YouTube channel. I watch some other stuff on whatever, and I just added that as a mod today. I didn't know you get a little wrench. That's so cool.
Yeah, you didn't know that? Because Millennial Collector Ohio.
Well, I don't. I watch it from OBS when I'm controlling the back end, so I've never watched it on there.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how to do anything else, so I watch it. I watch it on my phone because I don't know how to pull it.
You're good. You gotta start watching on Restream though. That's where you get all the comments from everything. But right now we're mostly YouTube, so we're good.
Yeah, I think they all come in now.
Yeah, no, they did normally, but they didn't when I was watching Thomas's stream last night. For some reason, I couldn't see anything outside of Facebook. I don't know why, but normally Restream does well with that. But anyway. Your collection is always stellar, Gamer Aimer. Stellar sucking. Just kidding.
I appreciate it.
Counter argument to the GameCube. PS2 was from '98. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a fair argument with that. So, yeah, they were kind of there with the GameCube. That was the last console generation. It's crazy to me. Yeah, I just can't believe that like HD, like high definition, was standard for 4 years, and Nintendo was like, hey, why don't we just not make this HD custom cost and expect them to play on a CRT? You know what I mean? Like, what is going on, fellas? Like, all the other systems out here playing it like normal guys. Oh, man.
Yeah, but you gotta think, too, how much better can it get?
No, like, that's fair, but let me counter that. We're already behind on the Switch, right? So why don't we just get up to the last gen? Like, we're not even up to the last gen with the Switch. The technology in here is from 2010 in the Switch. Like, the technology was already outdated in 2016.
Mm-hmm. But I'm talking about for, like, PlayStation 5 and Xbox 2. Like, from Atari till now, it's like leaps and bounds. It's completely
how much better does it get?
But how much better? Like, we're never gonna have like a big jump from PlayStation 5 to whatever like the next 20 years are going to be. So it's like nothing's going to look extremely different.
The next jump is like literally full, I don't know, like undistinguishable virtual reality. Like where you pop, you know what I mean? Like full body, undistinguishable. Remember HD DVD? Hey man, I can literally see my player right here for the 360. So I definitely remember. I was the weirdo that picked HD DVD early on over Blu-ray and lost out on that one. Man, we're just getting them. This is blowing through on my OBS. That's great. We appreciate you guys.
Rest in peace, HD DVD.
Don't you miss the days though when we had like, you know, like formats kind of fighting each other, and you're like, which side do I choose? It was like a Star Wars battle, and then like when the one side loses, it all gets discounted, and you can buy all those movies for like $0.25.
That's back in the day, for anyone watching. That's what that was. Back in the day when we had cassette tapes. Back in the day when we had, I don't know about you, but I had a telephone that was like the rotary one.
Yeah,
because my grandparents, that's what they had. And when you had to dial like a 9 or an O, it had to like, and if you messed up, you had to do the whole thing.
You had to restart the whole thing.
Yeah,
I still have a Mickey Mouse, like one of the Mickey Mouse rotary phones put away in one of the boxes. You remember, like all the weird,
character.
The
clear ones. I had a clear one at one point. I thought
clear
it was, like,
purple
cool.
one. I had a clear purple one.
Yeah, with like the different color like plastics on the inside. But
nowadays, I hear they call that jail tech because you can find like the clear CRTs and stuff.
Yeah, I actually have one. The guy's prison TV that I physically own. I looked him up. Apparently, he was a bank robber.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was like cool. Him and a couple other guys. I did a whole video on it.
You did a video on it?
Yeah, on my channel when I picked up a prison
how
TV.
old is this?
Probably like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you expect me to know every video you've done? My lord.
Yeah, all like 800 of them.
Yeah. Like, my goodness, I can't even...
How many times did I wear this shirt in my videos?
Probably 1,800 times. Probably every video. No, that's kind of... Did you really do a video on that?
Yeah.
You're messing with me like the basket weaving. She's always messing with me. So you called this guy?
No, Google.
You just Googled it?
I looked up his inmate number and everything.
It's kind of creepy.
Someone told me I should get him on my channel and interview him.
Over a TV? Listen, let me tell you something crazy. I've been trying to find one of them TVs for a while, and I did find one, but it did not work. And they go for some money now.
Yeah.
They hold some value, even though they're like they're usually like really low end models at like all the equipment that's in. Nice.
It's hard to see, but
I see it. Yeah, making it out. What's the video below it?
Prison issued game console.
Oh boy, let me guess. Is it Top Hat Gaming Man or is it his wife?
Oh, I already clicked away.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, she clicked away. It may have been an inferior format, but red case over blue case. Yeah, man, I liked it. It was cool to see DVD. I forget who owns DVDs, but yeah, so Blu-ray is Sony, so like they won out that whole console generation with the PS3 owning the format and having a system that launched with, the player for it, and the Xbox did not. And they're like, hey, let's try to do the same thing, but we'll sell an extra detachable unit for the other format, and like that didn't work out very well. Oh boy.
Yeah, apparently I have an accent. I don't know.
Oops. Gamer Omit's accent. Yeah. I don't know. Where are you from? Orlando? Or you from like
I think it's the east. I think it's like the northeast accent, I think.
I've heard like 4 different states at this point from you. Like for your accent.
people have said all kinds of accents. I don't know. I feel like I sound like everyone.
You from Philly? Hey, let me get that number.
I get that a lot.
Did you see the comment that somebody left last night? I sent it in the group chat.
Probably.
Let me get that at. He just put the ass.
Oh yeah, they want.
Yeah. Oh
like
man.
Or something.
Washington State.
Is that what it sounds like?
I don't think so. I don't think it sounds like Washington.
I've just heard that it's like a Pennsylvania, Maryland, like that type of accent is what it typically gets counted as.
I don't know, man. It's like it's out of this world, like unworldly.
Oh, okay.
Oh man, we got a lot of people rolling in here. Yeah, so we should probably head over to some news. So the one thing that I had pulled up that didn't have in the notes,
yeah, the limited run.
Well, no, real quick, I want to cover this one. I pulled up and forgot to put in there. It's just a fast one. So PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium games have been revealed for July, and we've got SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated, Melty Blood Type Lumina, Dismantle, Undertale, The Accent, World War Z, SnowRunner, Sniper Elite 5, and It Takes Two. So a ton of games coming. I'm excited for Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated because I didn't pick it up physically. I'm trying to hold out to find that collector's edition, so I'll be excited just to be able to try it out on there. You said you wanted to try that one out as well?
Yeah, I do. I actually heard someone I was chatting to someone. No, I was talking to someone on Patreon, and
okay.
He was chatting with me over on there about it, and he said that he really enjoys that game. There's quite a bit of games that are online.
Well, I haven't played the Rehydrated, but back in the day on the GameCube, I loved that game. Yeah, me, my brother and sister, we were all big fans of that game. So, yeah, I've been wanting to try that. It was cool to see, like, a remaster for that. It was very surprising, to be honest with you, like, a remastered SpongeBob game. Like, I couldn't have saw that coming, so, yeah, that's pretty cool. So, I just wanted to throw that out there real quick, and, yeah. Oh, there's actually, I missed a few. Dynasty Warriors 9, Circus Electric, Samurai Warriors 5, My Little Pony, A Maritime Bay Adventure, Gamer Aimer's favorite game, Fast and Furious, Spy Racers, Spy Racers, Rise of Shifter, and Monster Jam, Steel Titans. Gamer Aimer is a Monster Truck fan.
Actually, I used to be.
I used to be too.
Yeah, I used to go see Gravedigger.
Yeah, and, he lives here. He lives...
And Bigfoot, because we had in the Maryland area, there was like this big arena, and I have like all these autographs from when I was like a kid that would go. I still have my little book.
The guy that owns Bigfoot lives here in my town, my little small town, so...
That's awesome. Yeah, I used to love it. Me and my brother, we'd go to all those monster truck events. We used to go to wrestling events that they had in like the same arena. Man, we used to go to so many different events, and it was always a blast.
Well, like I said, I can't wait for My Little Pony. Oh boy.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. Do you remember Samson? Do you remember the monster truck Samson? So he was like the one of the big three: Gravedigger, Bigfoot, and Samson.
Probably. What was the color scheme of that one?
It was like a dark blue.
Maybe.
Yeah, it was like it's like, the older monster truck era. Like those are like the big three. I have to pull up Samson monster truck. But yeah, man, I used to love those because they came to Columbus all the time. Those were so cool, and yeah, so dark blue. Like it had the big arms like this. This was it. I'm demonstrating. She's not even ever watching. She's so frustrated.
No, I just looked it up. Gravedigger, Bigfoot, Monster Mutt, Avenger, Raminator.
No, Samson.
There's a bunch of retired ones.
Yeah, I mean, that's like the only thing that came up for mine. The Samson monster truck. Yeah, it had the arms extended as like on the front of its cab, but they were like the three. They were the three big ones, and okay,
I think I have seen that one.
Yeah, those were fun as a kid.
Yeah,
those were fun as a kid. I don't know if I'd want to watch it now, but it's like wrestling now for me. But yeah, it's cool. We're gonna start a wrestling podcast here soon. I think we're gonna watch that in December.
I'd have to get caught up, but I'd be fine with it.
God, man, I'd have to force myself to get caught up. It's just not the same. That attitude. If we talked all '90s wrestling, like I'd be all in. I could talk.
Yeah, I'd love that. I used to go all the time. I love that whole era that they had.
You used to go all the time.
Yeah, we did.
That's cool. Yeah, I've only ever went to 2. There was a stretch of like a long time. So yeah,
everything would get dark when Undertaker would come out. Like, it would be, like, spooky as, like, a kid. I mean, it was, like, some crazy stuff. And then
you never knew what was going to happen. Like, legitimately, it was, like, crazy off the wall. Like, freaking Stone Cold drove in on a bulldozer on the ring, like, cracking open his beer and opening up a can of whoop-ass. he was it, man. Yeah, that was my wrestler then. Yeah, I love that Attitude Era stuff because it really was kind of unpredictable. And, like, WWE was also... for part of it, like, struggling financially, so it was, like, trying to come up with all this crazy stuff to surprise people, and like, you just didn't know, and, like, wrestlers were really, like, there was really some stuff going on then, too. So, it was wild and off the wall. That was, yeah, I could talk, if it was, like, all that, I could talk, for sure, and, like, some of the late 80s stuff, too, like, I've gone back and I've enjoyed. I really like the kind of wild era of Hulk Hogan, like, not the take your vitamins and brush your teeth Hulk Hogan, but like the, where he kind of got off the wall. I also liked Hulk Hogan when, like with the NWO stuff. I thought that was a cool version of Hulk Hogan as well. Once he put on a black shirt, it was like, oh, this is a different Hulk Hogan. Like, this isn't the same guy. This is a different guy. Like, as a kid, it was just awesome. I had a Stone Cold electric toothbrush as a kid. Yeah.
Nice.
That was it, man.
I'm sure they had that stuff, like, for everything.
Yeah, I'm sure. It was interesting, for sure. So, we've got some limited run news.
Yes.
Okay, sweet. I'm trying to pull it up. Computer's frozen.
Great job.
There we go. And I clicked off the drive. So I know off the top of my head there's some feedback. I know off the top of my head, at least the 3. Well, hopefully this pulls up. They are doing a Clock Tower remake, and they'll be releasing that physically. So this is of the Super Famicom era Clock Tower. I think this is very cool. I think it's not a remake. Sorry, it's like a glorified remaster. It's like an enhanced port, so they're going to update those wacky controls that it kind of had, like some of that stuff. But I think this is great, man, because, like, people talk about Clock Tower. They don't talk about Clock Tower 1 as much. They usually say Clock Tower 2. Like, that's the one everybody wants. And I think this is awesome for bring the series back to light, potentially get a new Clock Tower. I think it's great. I'm excited about it. Yeah, I can't wait. I think it's awesome. So we're also getting, I already forget what else we're getting. Gex Trilogy, I remember that. My Google Drive's not one to look. Gex Trilogy, so we're getting Gex Trilogy on PlayStation 5, PS4, and Nintendo Switch. Can't wait for that. That's gonna be freaking awesome. What's the second one called? Secret Undercover. God, I forget it's like the one where he's James Bond. Like on the cover, he's James Bond. Dude, I loved Gex as a kid. I loved Gex. Never got to play Gex 3 as a kid. Played it much later, but good trilogy. Good trilogy. Better than Mario 64. Better than Ocarina of Time. One of the just kidding. Kidding. But it is great. No, I legitimately do love it. It's not that caliber. It is. Yeah.
Just like a fun little wacky time.
Do you have it pulled up? Because it's like not.
Yeah, there's also Jurassic Park Classic Games Collection. So they were doing something with the Jurassic Park game.
Oh, I missed that one. Oh, like Game Gear and like Super Nintendo and NES and all those. Wait. She don't know anything beyond the title.
Oh my god!
When you get caught by surprise, you're hilarious. Like, I don't know. No, if they do like the Game Gear port, that'd be awesome, phenomenal.
Yeah, it says September 1st.
Jurassic Park.
Let's see what's in it. Classic Games Collection.
Yeah, that'd be awesome because they've done some other collections where it has like the handheld variants and versions and stuff like that. That'd be really, really cool. While you're doing that,
NES, Game Boy, and Super Nintendo. That's what I thought it was going to be. I just didn't want to misspeak. Just like the classics.
Yeah,
not all the weird ones.
I'm glad that they're doing Game Boy. Well, he said weird. I'm glad they're doing Game Boy, but like, how's that weird? It's literally, that's not weird. Only Nintendo? Okay. Let's just forget about Master Systems, Sega Genesis, and Game Gear. That's weird. You heard it here first, guys. Sega's weird. Yeah, no, that's cool that you're doing that. At the very least, I guess, the Game Boy one. Because that's, the Game Boy and the Game Gear versions are the only ones I played back in the day. Then I later did the Super Nintendo. Still this day, I haven't played the NES one. I mean, why can't they put out the Jurassic Park for 3DO though? Come on, what is going on here? Get out.
Was that one even a good one?
Nah, not really. It was like it wasn't bad. It was like a tour of Jurassic Park, so it wasn't even a game really. Like there was some interactive trivia and
the Jurassic Park one that was good, right? Wasn't it the Operation something on the PS2?
Yeah, that was
that one was a fun one.
Yeah, that was really good. Yeah, I love that one.
Yeah, let's bring that one back.
Yeah, no, I'm glad they're doing this, but it's Operation Genesis is what it was called.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Didn't want to speak it.
I didn't want to say it.
You said I already talked bad on Sega. I can't say Operation Genesis.
Yeah, I gotta watch because these might pop up somewhere again.
Oh, this is going to now that you brought it up.
Some meme or something of me that I don't even know.
It's gonna be like, hey, you're gonna be like this. And it's gonna be like a meme. I didn't know what a Genesis was.
No, wait till tomorrow's video. There's one of you in it.
Oh boy, I hope everybody saw the last one. My goodness.
Yeah,
can it get worse than that?
Video, yeah, every couple videos. No, it's not as.
That was funny though, right? Yeah, that was pretty funny.
I pulled direct.
You pulled actual reviews.
You did.
That was the good part. I was like, hold on, let me look. Is this real? And I like typed it in. It was like real reviews. I'm like, oh my god.
And it's like the best game. And I was like, no, it's not. It's like a 2 out of 10.
There's not like great. Look, there's only a couple of good games on Jaguar, like Alien vs Predator, Wolfenstein port, the Doom port. There's a couple of other okay games. I mean, they're like Atari Carts is okay, but way overrated, not worth the price. Yeah, let's not go off on that tangent. But anyway, I'm wrong. Don't trust my opinion on gaming.
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Yeah, they were saying Operation Genesis. Was it on the Xbox?
Oh,
I thought it was
Gear's
on there
in here.
too. I think it was on both. Yeah.
What's up, Graphics Gear? How's it going? Lock PSB said Macho Man. Oh, yeah, so what else do we have on that list? I want to get a mention. I know I saw Toomba as well.
River City Girls Zero, Trip World DX.
That game's horrible.
Castlevania Advanced Collection. People in the chat
very
are
excited about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So that'll be fun.
That's it. That's all we. How about Plumbers Don't Wear Ties? We're getting that too. We're getting a remaster of that with Kelsey Lewin, AVGN. There was like 5 other names that are going to be a part of it. A part like of the remaster.
Nice.
I'm so excited about that. That's one of my favorite games of all time. I love the 3D.
I own it.
I know you do, but not the big box.
No, I don't. And then Shantae, original Shantae, in the catalog.
Shantae Advance, which never got released. They're gonna finish it. I saw that. That's cool, man. Limited Run's gonna have a part on finishing a game that never got finished.
Yeah.
Like 20 years ago. So that's really cool. Anything?
There's a lot more too.
Yeah. Yeah, there was like probably 15 more. Rise of the I wish this thing. I'm about to just pull up the list. Rise of the Triad, someone's mentioning, which I don't know anything about that.
Not sure.
But yeah, so that'll be cool. There's a bunch of games on there. But yeah, that one looks cool. I just looked it up. Looks like interesting. Yes, and very rare on there. Operation Genesis was expensive game on Xbox. Yeah, it probably is. Unfamiliar with the price on that one on there. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. But also, we didn't mention the title of their event. Their whole presentation was called Limited Run Games Saves the E3, and they did if you go watch the video, they did a whole half an hour of they really filmed an E3 type deal. It was really, really cool. Even watching the announcements, it's pretty cool to go back and watch that. I started it, got 10 minutes in, and yeah, that was really neat. So
someone just sent something to me. They have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle soundtrack selection.
Limited Run?
Yeah, it says Limited Run Games 5 hours ago. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles soundtrack selection.
Oh, they announced that during it then too, because it was 5 hours. That's cool. So soundtrack for all the games?
I have no idea.
Huh.
You heard it here first.
We don't know nothing about it. Oh wait, I'm on their website. I'm hitting the Limited Run Games Showcase.
No, I gotta check out some of their stuff.
Yeah, no, for sure. It look. I don't want to watch this. I'm not trying to watch it.
Oh, I just did the same thing.
Yeah, you clicked on it too.
Yeah, I don't want to watch it.
I'm trying to find a list. I might have to just go to Google Limited Run Games Showcase lists. I don't know. Is there a list on? Is there somewhere else on their website that might have a list? Because I'm not seeing anything on here either.
Coming soon. Yeah, it just has Jurassic Park stuff. View all coming soon. Let's see what we got.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool that you're doing this. I'll be honest with you. I half checked out with Limited Run. I'm still waiting on something from 2 years ago. So I've been half checked out with them. There was a couple of things that popped up. Once I got that Scott Pilgrim, that big collectors that took forever, I was like, man, I just don't know if I can do this anymore. I got those last 3DS games they released. I think that's the last thing I received from them.
Turtle one.
What is it?
the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge.
You're still
with the yeah, I'm waiting on that one.
Was that how long ago was the pre-order for that one?
I don't know. Probably a year. Who knows?
It's just wild. Yeah. So here I got a full list. Rise of the Triad Ludicrous Edition, Switch, PS4, PS5, and Xbox. So that's going to be one of their few Xbox releases. That's crazy. Kumaju Remilia, I'm not sure what that is. Switch, The Making of Karateka. Man, some of these names. The Kiwi Tiger Heli Collection. Oh! Is that Tiger Heli like that was on the NES? If so, that's really cool. Most people don't like that game, but I really liked it. Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 Complete Edition, Switch.
Yeah!
Whoa, so excited. El Shade Ascension of the Metatron HD, Dungeons of Ether, Switch only, Chicory, A Colorful Tale, Switch, PS4, PS5, Odin Cat's Paradise Collection. I don't know what most of these are. Shantae Advance, Risky Revolution, which that's the one that was a never released game.
Yeah.
Arzat, The Jewel of Faramore, Switch, PS4, Nightmare and In This Way Madness Lies, Midnight Fight Express, Colossal Cave, Another Crusade. Alright, this one I'm very excited about. Gargoyles Remastered, Switch, PS4, PS5, and Xbox. That's super cool. Gargoyles is my favorite Disney franchise ever. So I will probably get that on Xbox just because we never get the Xbox stuff. Rose and Camellia Collection, Double Shake, Jurassic Park, which we mentioned, and all the rest were ones that we mentioned. So yeah, good chunk of stuff. I didn't see Plumbers Don't Wear Ties on there, which I saw in the presentation, so I'm not happy about that.
I'll have to look up some of the other games. I'm sure I know some of them. It's just maybe they're not ringing a bell.
Yeah, I don't know. They're all names I couldn't pronounce. The Kiwi Tiger Heli Collection. I feel like that was probably like that was like a whole franchise. I didn't know how to pronounce them. They're like made up names.
You heard it here first. He doesn't think they're real.
They might not be real. I still haven't seen my game from 2 years ago, so
it's like underwater basket weaving. You forgot to mention that video game.
Oh yeah, underwater basket weaving simulator.
And the Waffle House Fight Club. You forgot to mention that game.
Oh god, man. Yeah, that's so funny. Have you seen that video? Did I tell you about that? Yeah, I mentioned it during the podcast. That video is so funny. The guy jumps out of the counter, throws a waffle at him, and just attacks him. I don't know if it was a waffle. He threw some sort of food at him, but yeah. So, did you? Oh, yeah. Do you want to mention about the article you were telling me about earlier about the retro games stuff?
Oh yeah. So
because I see it on Google, a couple things talking about it, so I want to mention it. There's a few articles. It looks like it's on the top stories.
If I can find it.
Oh boy. Unprepared.
Well, it was like a lot because you couldn't just read like the little bit. You had to do a little bit of digging.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay. So maybe I can, or not. Okay, so I've got an article. I'm not going to read all this because, maybe this isn't a good article. It's like super long. Okay, so we can kind of discuss it though. An alarming 87%, that's per Kotaku, and she saw it somewhere else. Alarming 87% of retro games are being lost to time. In the first study on the commercial availability of classic games, only 13% have been preserved as of now, which is why, talking about some things that we were talking about the other day. Trying to pull this up. It's like not loading. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Despite being a billion-dollar industry, video games are something of a dying medium as a vast array of titles are frequently killed off in one way or another. So, this is the Video Game History Foundation, partnered with the Software Preservation Network, an organization intent on advancing software preservation through collective action to release a report on the disappearance of classic games. So yeah, I mean, we kind of know what they're talking about here. We kind of get it. Like there is, and so this goes into two, not just physical games by any means. This is including digital. This is including all of that stuff. So yeah, I mean, like a lot of stuff is getting lost, and you know, it's like, how do you slow down the loss of a source of media, right? It's been happening forever. I forget what the crazy number was, but something like 90-something%. I watched a whole documentary on it with my brother, with just like the silent movie era, all the movies that we lost from that point in time, where, you know, like there were only a very limited, very select few copies of that like actually ever available at all. And these are movies that would have premiered like in their theaters and stuff like that. So I think this is probably only going to get worse as time goes on. Like, you know, especially when we go digital only, like I don't think you can keep up with that. It's just going to multiply and multiply. It's so hard to say. Kelsey Lewin was in this interview too. I see her name mentioned in here. Like she did a little interview on it and stuff too. But yeah, I mean it.
They're saying in the comments, Thinking Inside the Box said, "This is what I mentioned earlier. The Completionist just put out a video on this. I watched it today." So we'll definitely have to do a little bit more digging. That's just what came up as we were, getting some more things added to our list. But we definitely want to, be invested in that, because we are like physical collectors. We don't want these things to disappear. We don't necessarily 100% like that things are digital only at times, and we don't like when shops close online, and it's just a lot. We don't want to lose this stuff. This is a part of how things grow. This is a part of history. This is a part of our childhood memories. This is what we know. We don't want this stuff to disappear.
No, it is kind of a scary thought too, because like, especially something that we love so deeply, and to think about like the number that they share, and I mean, I believe that number wholeheartedly. That like that doesn't surprise me at all. Like, not even, I probably would have thought it was a little bit more, especially when you rein in like the digital stuff. Like, I mean, like the iOS and Android stores, like you're losing stuff on those all the time. Like, it's crazy. Like, I find out about these games for, like, these big franchises, like, Marvel vs. Capcom and Street Fighter. Like, there were games for these things I never even knew existed because they weren't available for very long. So, it's a bummer. I think
this article was on pre-2010, so this is all before the newer stuff. So, this, that is what I think. So, like, it could even be, like, worse now. Who knows?
Yeah, so that doesn't even account for a lot of that stuff. Then. Ooh. Yeah, that's crazy. So, I mean, that's a scary thought, and, kind of, I don't even know the word that I'm trying to use, but it sucks. It does suck, and hopefully we can put some sort of stamp on helping that situation in any regard. I know we care about that stuff very much, so...
just more people need to care.
Yeah, more people need to care. But I do want to wrap up because you got to be up pretty early, and I don't want to drag on forever. I know we got a lot of viewers, so I appreciate everybody hanging out with us tonight. This is a very successful episode too, very successful, and thank you guys so much.
We can recap quickly some of the conventions that we're going to.
Yeah, for sure.
So if any of you guys will be it's in Ohio.
Yeah.
For Final Boss Con.
Rio Grande.
Is it Saturday only?
Saturday only, 11 to 6. And it's in Rio Grande, University of Rio Grande. So, 11 to 6. Not sure on the entry, but it's cheap, and it's going to be a good time. And, it's, like I said, second year event. They're having some, like, people involved in, like, the movie industry and stuff like that out there as guests, and somebody I'm pretty excited to meet. So, there's a lot that's going to be happening there. They've got literally a list of stuff going on all day. So like from the time it opens, it seems like every half an hour there's like different events going on, and they're doing cosplay too for the first time this year. I know people really enjoy that and go out for just that sometimes. So yeah, it's going to be awesome. I can't wait. If you're in the area or anywhere near the area, please come out and support them. They're good people, and they really have like a good vision for this event, and the area needs something like this. Just in general needs like a event of any kind, really, but like having a gaming event there is cool because it's not too far from one state, not too far from another state, and then also, you know, they're in Ohio, so it's going to be a pretty cool event. So again, if you're in the area, definitely come out. Don't be afraid to say hello, and hope to see you there. Nice.
And then while you're there, I'll be in South Carolina at Southeast Game Exchange. So like if anyone what?
I was gonna say something. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I'll be there. So if you're not in Ohio and you're not going to Ohio and you're closer to South Carolina, come on out. It's a 2-day event. I think they are even having like something like Friday night or something affiliated with it. Some sort of like at a place, and there's music.
That's what I was asking you. I thought it was 3 days at first. I was confused. But that's cool. So they're doing like a pre-thing? Like a Friday? You just said there's something going on Friday, right? Yeah, something like, affiliated with it?
I just saw like the advertisement. It's some sort of band, and it's to come out to some like...
You gave me a weird something about
some games playing. Well, like I probably should have looked this up a little bit.
Yeah, you probably should have. You know, like you brought it up. I'm just asking.
Yeah, but I'll be at whatever, I guess. But yeah, so Saturday and Sunday. Saturday I do have a panel. I think it's around like noon-ish or something on Saturday. Yeah, you'll have a panel too, and then I'll have a panel at mine. It's
what
like a trivia thing. I think it's 12 or 1. I have to double check.
Ours is 12:45 here, so might be.
Yeah, because Wolf, Blips and Pips, he's right before me. He's like the hour block before me, cool. And then it's mine because we're gonna help each other with like the technology, I guess, for both of them.
Be awesome.
But yeah, so we'll both have tons of content coming on the different conventions.
So if we don't message you on Saturday, either of us, we're pretty busy. All of us are going to be busy, I think, for probably the first time since Korgs, right? No, I mean, too many games. We were all busy. Korgs and too many games. So it's going to be similar to that.
Yeah, it's like a lot.
Yeah,
but we're all going to have a great time wherever we're at. And we'll have more stories, I'm sure, to bring to you guys at our next, you heard it here first, podcast. And then eventually when we get back to our Sunday podcast, I'm sure we'll have even more stories. So,
war stories.
I said more stories.
Oh, more stories. I thought you said war stories.
War stories.
I thought you said war stories. We'll have war stories.
Well,
I hope not. No. I hope not. But yeah, thanks everybody for
fighting over a video game display.
Oh, we're gonna hear all about it.
It all happened.
I had it in my hand. They had it.
I got half, and they got half.
Oh god!
And together we are
Captain Planet. It kind of is like Captain Planet, right? Like you're kind of recycling it in a way. Or like we'll put it together. We'll meet up like in January, and then we'll meet up again in November and put it together and take pictures.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks everybody so much for hanging out. We got some feedback going on there again. Thanks for hanging out. We appreciate it, and we'll see you again next Sunday. Have a great night, everyone.